Sometimes you just start a trip without a destination, without any direction, maybe just because movement calms you. The car drives through the hills above Bogotá, and below the city hums. The wind carries that typical smell, a heavy mixture of gasoline and smoke permeated with sulfur. Colombian gasoline, cheap, raw, unadulterated. Up here at 2,500 meters above sea level, the old engines burn the fuel poorly. You smell it in every street, every tunnel, in every memory. The smell even seeps into the rooms through cracks in the windows. If I were dropped off here blindfolded, I would know instantly I was in Bogotá. No doubt about that. Bogotá smells of movement, of rusty pistons, of cities that want to live even when they are long since tired. Down there, they don't sleep. They toil, they celebrate, they survive. And somewhere in between, they try to be happy, or at least busy. The Uber ride. The driver says little. I like that. Words are mostly just walls against what you really think. I think about people I met, and those who stayed behind. Sometimes goodbyes are so quiet that you don't hear them until weeks later. The city highway pulls you onward. Asphalt, lights, potholes, engines. Everything flows in the same rhythm. 100,000 paths, 100,000 little escapes. Maybe that's the trick. We all pretend to have plans so that chaos doesn't consume us. I once heard someone say, happiness is when your coffee is strong enough in the morning and the day hasn't yet overwhelmed you. I like that too. Less drama, more truth. Happiness happens when you're not paying attention. The city rushes past me, advertisements, walls, faces. Bogotá is loud, contradictory, but honest. Not a city for glossy, polished people. No country for old men. I've learned that you don't understand cities by merely visiting them. You have to walk through them, feel their breath, absorb their rhythm. For so long until you realize that you've become a part of it. Then you understand. Every city is just a mirror. It shows you what you already are and what you like to pretend to yourself. In the mall, everything smells like air conditioning and cotton candy. Time moves differently here. Slower, controlled, sterile. People carry bags like trophies, smile at screens, and yet somehow seem empty. Perhaps consumerism is a polite form of despair. Or simply an attempt to pass the time while waiting. I walk through these halls, hear the echo of my footsteps, and think, how many of us have forgotten how to cope with ourselves? Outside, behind glass and concrete, lie the real hills, the old country, there where darkness still exists, not just a filter between two screens. At a stall, green bananas, still hard, still raw. Everything wants to ripen, but hardly anything is allowed to. People are picked like fruit, too early, because the world has no patience. Later, at the airport, El Dorado, a beautiful name for a place that is really just a waiting room. The Spanish once called El Dorado the place where they suspected gold and yet found only mud and legends. Who came up with the idea of calling the airport that? Perhaps the same person who believes that arrivals are different from departures. So here you sit, between suitcases and departure boards, between hope and weariness. People from all over the world in transition, in transit. Everyone is waiting for a plane, for a message, for a feeling. Then the plane takes off. Below you, the city shrinks, a network of points of light, then a glow, then nothing. Bogotá disappears. Like a thought you wanted to hold on to. Up here, it's quiet. Only the hum of the turbines, a faint tremor in the seat, and outside a sea of blackness. You wonder, where are we all actually going? Maybe there is no meaning. Maybe it's a trick. Life owes us no explanation, no apology. All we get are stories and a few good evenings when everything comes together. Bukowski once said, "Find what you love and let it kill you." I think he meant, live in such a way that you feel that you are alive, even if it makes you tired, even if it hurts. I look out the window, see the darkness stretching, and think, in the end, not that much remains. A few people, a few memories, a few cities that have changed you. And somewhere between takeoff and landing, there's that brief moment where you recognize yourself, not as a hero, not as a victim, but simply as a traveler. And maybe that's enough. Not because it's grand, but because it's real.